Well, I didn't like that at all. But anyway, welcome into another episode of Atomic Geekdom. Hello, welcome. It is July now. Last we spoke, it was June. The world was still on fire. Here we are. Let it burn, but safely? I don't know. That's not going to happen either. My name is Dave. Welcome in. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all safe. I hope you're all in post 4th of July living the life of fireworks every single night until your neighbors run out of any leftover fireworks they have, which my neighborhood is going to be maybe next March. I live in a very Hispanic neighborhood and they like them fireworks. At least they do here. I don't know about anywhere else, but these particular Hispanic folks love it. Joining me today, in fact, actually, let me real quickly, we're going to talk about basically two things: the Stranger Things season 4 as a whole, and so that's going to be lots of spoilers there if you haven't seen it. And then we're going to preview Thor Love and Thunder, which comes out tomorrow as we're recording this. Neither of us have seen it yet, so there's no spoilers there. We're just gonna talk about what we're expecting and casting and kind of all that kind of good stuff. Go from there. But joining me today, as always, is Kyle.
Hey, what is up, everyone?
I think what everyone wants to know is what is up with you.
Well, I have a new background. I moved bookcases over. I redid some figures, and the only thing that is not shown is my Chase John Moxley that I just found early last week.
Yes, he found a chase.
I did.
He's gotten a chase,
Yeah, yeah.
and
You know that
his
1 in 3,000 Chase, I guess.
well, mine is 1 in 5,000, so
Might be 5,000. I don't know. It's one of those.
it could be 3,000. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know, but I am starting to see, not in stores but online, those punk figures, and I am very jealous of them.
They out there, and it's a soft goods jacket, so take it off immediately. Otherwise,
Oh,
it will begin to seep into the coloring of your figure's body.
oh, really?
It'll start to turn black. Yes, that is the soft
Ooh,
goods. That is the curse of soft goods. It looks much better, but a lot of times the color tends to bleed.
oh, that kind of sucks for people who just want to leave it
I
in the.
wouldn't. I don't think I'd want it on all the time, anyways. I don't really like the way it looks. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the dog. Anyway, if it was the white shirt that he debuted in, and
Mhm.
not, I mean, it's the gear he wore at All Out, his wrestling debut in AEW. So
Yeah.
when he faced Darby Allin, so yeah, it's a good looking figure. I've seen two different reviews on it now, and they both said it looks great. Couple small minor issues. They finally got tattoos that look close to the Cobra logo and close to the Pepsi logo, as you can get without being sued.
Hmm.
But yeah, they figured something out to do it, but that Mattel wasn't ready to even bother with, which is fair.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's a lot of money on those two. Plus, trying to
yeah,
get those not copyrighted and everything.
yeah. And if you're in the chat, feel free to just jump in and chime in. And if your comment is worthy enough, we'll put it up on the screen and we'll talk about it and discuss with you what we're talking about because we dig that kind of thing. So yeah, all right. Let's. I mean, I don't know. Well, is there anything you want to talk about that's not related to Stranger Things or Thor: Love and Thunder before we get rolling here?
Did we talk Kenobi?
I mean, we can very quickly.
I honestly don't remember if we did talk like Kenobi as a whole, like the whole series.
Go ahead.
It was, if this is the one and only season that we get, I am really glad that we got it. It, but it also does make me want more. Um, but I understand if we do not get any more, I'm okay with this. Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen were awesome. I love the new characters that were introduced. Leia, little Princess Leia, could give Carrie Fisher a run for her money and be just like her and everything. And Lola is another one of those lovable droids. And the fights that we got in the show were Revenge of the Sith level, and those were great. Reva, Reva was great. I don't. I think her story should have just ended at episode 5. Hot take.
Uh,
Just
so no redemption.
no redemption. Just at the end.
Not cool. You gotta have redemption.
You don't always
I
have to
think
have redemption.
I think that character was based for redemption, and I think that that was a spark for Obi-Wan to realize it's not over. That Anakin is not dead, regardless of what Anakin told him or Vader told him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that was part of it. Why I hate when I can see like a cat hair on the microphone and then just get it, and it just keeps blowing in, and I keep seeing it in my eye. Anyway, yeah, it was good. I think it should be the only thing we get. I think it was enough. I don't really want to see more Tatooine adventures of Obi-Wan, because that would really be all it is. I think at this point, I think at this point he's not leaving the planet anymore. I'm not too hung up on the whole, well, she called him Ben, or why doesn't she remember him more? Why doesn't R2 remember him more? All that crap. I don't care. I really don't. If you just let it be, it works.
Mm-hmm.
She was excited to hear that Ben was there, on the Death Star, when Luke said, "Oh, he's with you," and she jumped up and she jumped up real quick and ran. They were on their way to the races. So we have no idea, any of that. Like, just whatever. Like, shut up. You're just trying to find holes to poke into it, and like I said earlier, and I'm going to say it again later. Stop. Just let people have fun. Let people enjoy things. Like, you didn't like it? Fine. Go back to your hole of despair and desolate darkness where there's no fun, and just live there by yourself in your little hole, and tweet to yourself about how much you hate everything and everyone's stupid for liking the MCU. Like, just stop. Anyway. I'm not by any means saying don't have an opinion, but at the same time, I'm also lighten up.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't like it? Say you didn't like it. Not for me. Move on. And I mean, that's it. Speaking of things that I'm not really excited about that have been decent, but really not for me, Miss Marvel. I haven't watched the newest episode yet, but the last episode really didn't impress me, so I'm not too excited.
They need to do more than 6 episodes. They're cramming too much into it, and not. I think they're not giving enough time for like more character development, because we're at like next week is the season finale, and she's gonna get her hero costume. It's kind of this thing Marvel is getting into now. 6 episodes, and then everyone gets their costume at the last episode. Because I mean, yes, they're earning it, but I'm kind of over.
What Marvel shows has done that?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye.
Wait, what? Wait, okay, hold on. Hawkeye.
Hawkeye got his costume in the sixth episode.
He's always had a costume.
His new costume.
So he changed the costume. Hawkeye doesn't fall into this equation.
Okay,
it's not like he was like, oh, finally I got a costume.
But
neither does Falcon or Winter Soldier.
But they do fall into that. Okay, they get a costume in the 6th episode.
Okay,
that's what I'm.
It's what movies do in the 3rd act too.
I would just like it to be like, okay, they have the costume and then they fight and then they lose, and then in that 3rd act they get their redemption.
The 3rd act, when they have to rebuild and make a new costume.
Yes,
because they need to pick themselves back up. The 3rd act formula for any superhero movie.
Yeah, thank you, Richard Donner. I don't know.
It's never changed. Superman's spandex. Superman's spandex never changed.
I mean,
the red and blue underwear on the outside. I mean, with yellow belts and a red cape.
New 52. He lost it, then he got it back.
I'm talking the movie.
Oh, in the movie,
the comics, when they try to redesign Superman, and it always just like, okay, well, whatever. It's the same. Same thing.
Man of Steel. They went without the trunks, and they went with like a different kind of belt. But anywho, I'm just I don't know. I'm just getting like I don't know bored with it. I like the show. I'm just like okay, it's the same thing over and over again. I want something new.
And see, I'm completely opposite. This is very different. This sort of show
The
feels extremely different. For
formula
formula,
wise.
I'm saying that too. Formula wise, story wise, character driven wise, it feels very different, and I feel very out of place. And I'm like, I don't really care because again, it's not for me, and it's in
No, no.
many different ways. But at the same time, I don't feel like it's insert character here, plot point A here, uh, act two villain reveal. I don't really feel that. Yes, of course, the villain reveal is always going to be kind of a mid show type thing, unless you're starting right out the gate with Baron Zemo as your villain or whatever whatever you want to go with, or Loki or whatever WandaVision, that kind of stuff. Like that's suspense. That's all that is. I mean, that's what you're gonna get. There's always the trope of there's no show if Sydney Bristow's dad tells her that yeah, I'm in the CIA. I'm not actually in SD6. There's no show there. There's no drama. There's no she doesn't find out she's been working for a heavily illegal brand of weapons and terrorism for the past whatever amount of her life, thinking she's done the good thing, and that they accidentally killed her husband, or not accidentally, but killed her fiance. This is Alias, folks. The plot of Alias is pilot episode. There's if Smallville or Supernatural or Buffy, if everyone's honest with each other, there's no show. There's no drama then. Like if they're just straight up and honest, Mulder would have just given up believing a long time ago. And there's no show there. Or what else? What other bubble can I pop? I had one before, the OC. If they're just honest with each other, again, they just live happily ever after, and there's no drama. You're not going to tune in next week to see how happy they are again. You want to see the knife turned, and you want to see the cursed, obvious but inevitable betrayal. Battlestar Galactica is a huge one. Like, yeah, I'm a robot. Sorry. I mean, we kind of figured you were, but we just pretended that you weren't.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably like several thousand different ways we could have figured it out, but we just, you're hot and you're cool to be around. No, all right, I'm done with that. But I kind of just went off on nothing for no reason. But I just again, I'm not taking anything away from it, and I don't think you are either. Miss Marvel it's fun. It's a beautiful looking show.
Mm-hmm.
The actors are doing a great job on that show. The writing is really well done. I think the directing is also very well done. But again, it's not built for our eyes. It's built for a different audience, and
Mm-hmm.
it's striking chords with that audience, which is great.
I do have an Indian friend, and she's really loving the show. And she was wanting more of like the Indian Pakistani culture, and she didn't get
and that's what I want too.
She didn't get
I
to
want,
episode 4 yet, or of course this more recent one. But so my friend and I were like, no, just wait. This is the episode that that dives into that culture. You'll get that.
And I kind of got that like Indian culture with the gin. When they said gin, I did the Leonardo DiCaprio whistle and snap my fingers. I'm like, I know what that is. I know what that is from Supernatural. They fought gins in Supernatural. It's basically a genie.
I remember that from like The Witcher.
Yeah, and I remember the spelling. I don't remember why I remember the spelling, but I remembered that, and like oh yeah, I remember that. Like I wanted more of that, and they were showing a celebration. Like I mean, I remember the first time I saw knew what Diwali was, and it's from The Office. And like different things like that. That's how I learned things as a kid. Like even in my own culture, it was through television a lot of times, Sesame Street and crap like that. And like if that's how I learn about another culture that I don't know anything about, and that schools aren't going to teach me, or that the white neighborhood I live in isn't going to educate me about because I live in a white neighborhood, fine. Show me more representation of cultures I don't know.
Right.
and you're doing it in a great way, which is an entertaining way, which is a gateway for someone like me who watches things about comic books and sci-fi and horror or whatever it is. And we're not talking stereotypes. We're not talking like, oh, well, they're Mexican, so they're gonna eat tacos, and they're gonna drink cervezas, man, and that's gonna be like all that kind of crap. Like, no, we're actually seeing real culture. We're seeing a wedding. We're seeing how these people act around each other, and sort of as far as how the family structure works, how they treat each other in a business, and all these different things, and what's important to them, and how education fits as far as a child to a parent, all that stuff, and yeah, a lot of it translates to the same thing in America, but it's handled differently. So it's nice to see from a different angle. So if not for nothing else, yeah, I want to see more of the culture that she's from, or any other culture that we get, African American or Chinese, Russian, whatever. I don't bring it on. I'll I mean, I guess I got a little taste of Russia from Stranger Things, but I doubt that everyone's like that. A Russian prison guard. Anyway, all right. Anything else, Miss Marvel? The Boys. I'm an episode behind on that too.
This Friday is the season finale, so I guess we can talk about the season as a whole later.
Sure, we can do our Thor and The Boys review next week. I got one more, basically 1.5 more chapters of The Quarry left. I'm taking it slow at the end here because I'm being very, very careful to make sure the people I have alive still alive. I've only used one death rewind, and so far, I believe everybody that can live is still alive.
That's good.
I don't know if they're on the path to stay that way, or if they're going down a path that's going to kill them. I was surprised by one of the things that had to be done. It was going to happen no matter what. But I think if you do one of two things, that person will survive at the end or won't. Later down the line, like there's one decision I had to make. Like, I'm like, okay, so he's got a knife in his side. Does he take it out or does he leave it in? Leaving it in, make sure that the wound stays closed. He's not losing blood, but he should probably take that thing out so he can move without injuring his insides more. But whatever. I took it out, and he bled everywhere, and whatever. He's still alive. But yeah, that game's great so far. I'm gonna start the Darkness Chronicles or whatever that is, the anthology thing that they have. The same company, Supermassive Games. They have some anthology series with like Man of Medine and like 3 other games. And there's another game coming out later this year. But the same style of game as like Until Dawn in this one.
Okay.
And I think they're included with the PS Plus thing, the new tiers and stuff. So I believe I already downloaded them on PS4, and that I'm going to do on my stream, which will be fun. And I'll probably do another run of The Quarry and get different outcomes and stuff on stream too eventually. But we got to play new stuff first. But yeah, that's where I am there. As far as gaming goes, I assume you haven't done much gaming.
I mean, over the weekend I started Modern Warfare 2 Remaster, but
all right, moving on.
It was just a fun little game, just to play.
Sure.
Forget how early the no Russian level is in that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's just jump right into it. It's Stranger Things time. If I could, I'd put a filter on and we'd be in the upside down, but I can't do that. Maybe somebody could do it in post, which nobody will because there is no post in this. Okay, no, he is physically upside down, but for those listening, you can see him. No. So Stranger Things 4 is complete. We've gotten the last 2 volumes, which were, oh wow, not a chore, I don't want to say, but man, it was some viewing. It was you were logging some hours to get those in, and thankfully it came at a 3-day weekend for me, so it's perfect timing. As if it mattered, I would have stayed up late anyway and watched it all. So the final 2 episodes were Papa and the Piggyback. I mean, so you get through the first episode, which I think was like 50 minutes or maybe an hour. And we get
somewhere around there, yeah.
And like we kind of pick up where we left off, where Nancy's being held by Vecna, and Nancy gets a vision of Hawkins being ripped apart and people dying, and she's just basically she believes it's going to happen. Like she is broken by it at that point. And she tells everybody, and they determine what their plan is to get rid of Vecna. That he needs these 4 gates to enact his plan, hence the 4 bell tolls. Max offers herself as a sacrifice to distract Vecna so the others can attack, and to distract the demo bats, they call them. Dustin and what is his name? The guy, he had a really small role. Nobody's really even talking about him anymore. Long hair. Plays D&D with those guys.
Oh. Eddie. That I think.
Oh yeah, Eddie. Come on.
Yep.
Yeah. I know who we're talking about. No, it's a joke. But yeah, Eddie agrees to kind of serve up as a distraction, and we all knew what that meant. We all saw the trailer. We were all waiting for this moment of Eddie just meddling out on top of the trailer with his guitar. Dustin rooting him on. I did see a pretty funny TikTok of what Dustin heard when Eddie was playing, and it's him playing the guitar and not always getting it right. it's pretty funny. And it was pretty funny, but it also was like, drums. So it's not as metal as you think it would be with, but we'll get into that sequence in a second. But that's their part of the plan. And then Nancy, Robin, and Steve are going to go into the house, and basically while Vecna is busy with Max in her mind, they're going to kill him in the attic of the Creel house. Meanwhile, in Nevada, they're on their way to Nevada. Is it even in this episode? I don't think so. No, it's like at the very end.
Yeah.
Matt, the guys from California, Mike included, make their way to Nevada. I think it's Nevada, isn't it? Why do I keep wanting to say it's Nevada? The bunker in the desert. We'll just put it that way.
Project Nina.
Yes, the big door in the desert, and the Brenner tries to stop 11 from going back to Hawkins with Owens, but Brenner secures Owens in a jailing cell, and then the whole thing gets shut down by the government, as they would. But 11's able to escape thanks to a dying Brenner who is able to give them some time. But then 11 herself uses her abilities that she has regained to take down a friggin' helicopter. That was pretty dope. Just as, the crew is showing up. And then we jump into the finale. What is it, like an hour, 2 hours? It wasn't 2 hours, was it?
Oh, yeah.
And why are they saying so much that the last episode is going to be feature length? This episode was. They're talking about the series finale is going to be a feature length episode. Like this was anything over 90 minutes is what they consider feature length, I believe.
Let me
anyway
try and bring it up here.
All right. So real quick, man.
Yeah. Chapter 8 was an hour and 27 minutes, and Chapter 9 was 2 hours and 22 minutes. So basically the length of a Marvel film now.
All right. I just got done watching like 3 90-minute movies, and it felt good. I gotta be honest with you. It felt real good. And you know where you go to find 90-minute movies that are good? Comedy. Hit up the comedy section of your local Blockbuster Video. I watched Old School. I forgot how awesome that was. Used to rewatch that all the time. Then because Clerks 3 trailer. Yep. We're going streaking.
Break the
tank.
Break the tank.
Come on, we're going streaking. Bring your green hat. Oh God. There's so many. Vince Vaughn is outstanding in that movie. It's just so many good moments. They talked about an Old School 2, and Vince Vaughn and Will Ferrell were the only 2 that would be returning. And they're like, yeah, the script had funny moments and stuff, but it felt like more of the same. And I mean, like they were doing Hangovers, and they were watching all these other movies. And like everyone was doing these bro movies that they called them Like I forgot what the name was. What was the name of the Sinatra crew? They had a name for those
The Rat
guys.
Pack.
Yeah, so those guys were the Brat Pack.
Wasn't that
Um,
like the Brat Pack, like
the
16
Brat
Candles,
the
Breakfast
Rat
Club,
Pack, yeah. So there was the Frat Pack. I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing.
Frat Pack? Okay.
The Frat Pack was like Vince Vaughn and Will Ferrell and some of those guys. Um, but yeah, so I watched that, and because Clerks 3 trailer was coming out today, I watched Clerks 2 the other night, and then I started the Jane Silent Bob reboot. I'll probably finish that later tonight. I got too tired to finish it last night, so I'll probably finish that later. Who knows? Who knows if I'll have time? Um, it's a nice little Saturday. I don't know. I don't know if I'll have time. It's just stupid stuff. All right, so back to Stranger Things. I mean, the last episode. Obviously, it's 2 hours long. There's going to be lots of room for moments, but it was full of moments that just proved to me that I was right. This is the best GD show on television. You put it up there like everyone's the Breaking Bad or The Wire or The Sopranos or even Game of Thrones until the last season, which you can't say is the best show ever if you can't include every season. I'm sorry if you gotta say this caveat, except for the ending. Except for the last season wasn't that great, or season 2 they were trying some different things. No. So you didn't like the one episode where she goes to Chicago and meets the Morlocks from X-Men? I don't care. Season 2 was still good overall. Season 3, great. Season 1, amazing. It started it all. Season 4, I defy you to find a better season of television ever. I don't care if you're a Jonathan fan and you're bummed because Jonathan didn't get enough screen time and he was just stoned the whole time. I don't care. I don't care if you're a Nancy and I'm sorry, a Joyce and Hopper fan, and they didn't have enough screen time. And just this season proved one thing and one thing only: Joyce is the worst mother figure ever, and that's okay. I still love her. She trusted her stoner son and very depressed other son to figure things out on their own, even though they're basically in hiding with a superhero late little girl who has no superpowers anymore, who is clearly being bullied at school and hiding it. But hey, Will says nothing. He just keeps it to himself. Anyway,
it's the 80s.
Even after all of that, still one of the greatest seasons of television I've ever seen from start to finish. I don't know. There's so many great moments in just the finale itself that rewatching the season's not going to be like, I got to rewatch the show again before season 5. It's gonna be like, oh man, I can't wait to watch it again. Like I want to I already want to watch it again. I got too many other things to watch right now leading up to San Diego Comic-Con and all these movies coming out and stuff like that. I got too much to do. But when I get a chance, hell yeah, I'm going to revisit Stranger Things 4 as a whole, just straight through if I can. Like it was so good. And it feels like everyone's revealing, or this has been revealed to them now, but they've always done a great job of putting music with moments. Always. They've done it with every season. There's always at least one moment, at least I can remember, where there's been a song in the background of a montage or a group of scenes that was just so either emotionally well done or just worked. It just was really good. And I'm not talking about the Clash that was season 1. That obviously it was important, but more like the Police at the Ball, the Police song "Every Breath You Take," or even Cyndi Lauper. Any of these things were really great moments with music. And season 3 was the same thing as well with songs that are escaping me right now. But of course, season 4 had 3 amazing. You want to say what the kids say, bangers in their show soundtrack with moments that are just amazing. And Running Up That Hill was kind of, I think, overused throughout the whole season, but it was important. Like you hear it because she's listening to it, obviously, but then you also hear it at certain moments in the score, which is also important. But it did almost start to be like, all right, let's not burn this out here. This is a key thing here.
TikTok has burned it out for me for sure.
Oh, I'm tired of the Chrissy, wake up. I hate that song. The auto-tune thing they did.
It's funny, but the Running Up the Hill is just being like, okay, I get it.
Oh, it's played under everything. Even people just talking about anything, like not even Stranger Things related.
Like,
I'm like,
can we do something else? Like say the other song, the Journey song that was played, which is a fantastic remix. That's a
Which is
great
funny.
remix.
The good reviewers I watched that talk about Stranger Things, they use that as their underneath song. Like,
Good.
okay, all right, good. Or they change it up and they do like that, or Metallica one day, or the next day they'll do the Running Up That Hill, or they'll do Past the Doce, or something from the soundtrack that isn't hitting the mainstream but was
Hmm.
in the show in particular moments. Um but yeah, man, yeah, Run Up That Hill is great. I remember hearing it and knowing it was coming too, like, because I think they showed the cassette before she played it, or as it being her safe
Mm.
song or something like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, man, that was like an orgy song or something like that. I couldn't remember, like, I couldn't remember like who played that song, and then I looked it up, and I'm, oh yeah, it was like the late 2000s though. And so obviously it was. And then at that point, I realized it was a cover, and I probably knew it had to be a cover to begin with, but um,
Well, I mean, for me, it was Warehouse 13 that originally played that song for me, and I didn't. And it was a completely different band that covered it compared to what you heard. So that's how I knew the song. So when I first heard it, I'm like, oh, I know the song. Where's it from? Where's it from? Where's it from? And then finally figuring it out. But yeah, no, I'm kind of sick of, like, good for her success and now getting millions upon millions for the song that's streaming, but I'm over the song.
I don't mind it. And
It's
she
done.
even in one of the last episodes, Max makes a point of, what if I get sick of the song? She even made a point of it. I thought that's good. That's good writing. That's touching on
Hmm.
what people are absolutely going to criticize, and think. And it happens to us all. Like,
Hmm.
there's so many times I've fallen in love with a song where I want to hear it again. I want to hear it again. I want to get in the car. I want to hear it. Let's hear it again. And then I'll never listen to it again for months, like, just because I overplayed it because I liked it too much. It doesn't happen often, but and it's not the song's fault. It's my own fault because I got attached to it and didn't put anything in between it. But it was a funny moment when she kind of touched on that, what we were all thinking, type of thing. But yeah, and then the Journey remix is, I was in love with it from the trailer. Is these cool beats in there when obviously you're gonna do scene cuts and stuff like that, made for an amazing montage when they're gearing up to basically all of them face their deaths. You at this point we're led to believe geniusly by the Duffer Brothers and the cast and everybody that they've been talking that there was going to be a high body count.
Hmm.
So you had no idea who was coming out of this live. And I've heard people criticize this fact. One TikToker included, who is everyone's favorite to rip apart now for his Obi-Wan comments, and said the same thing. He's like, even Millie Brown said that there's going to be a high body count, and they didn't deliver on it. Like, did you want them to die? Like, what's the matter with you? And
I mean,
also, did you want them to come out and tell you the truth? No.
technically, there is a high body count in that
Sure.
episode. You just don't get to see it all. You just are told that a lot of people have perished.
A good,
That
a good,
is a
a
that
good
is a
amount of
high
yeah.
body count. You
And I
just
think they
didn't
did.
see it all.
I think they did say the confirmed dead and then missing and injured at the
Hmm.
end of that episode. They were in one of the news broadcasts. But yeah, Hawkins is left in shambles. Like,
Yeah,
there's four
it's just
corners are ripped apart.
yeah, it's just not people from. It's not everyone from the main cast that is of this high body count. There are two people that are from this season 4 cast that are part of the dead, but it's not everyone. I mean, you're not
Who
looking
who
who
are the two?
Eddie and Jason.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was thinking of the Beloved cast, and yeah, okay. Jason is not part of the Beloved
No, I'm
cast.
just saying, like,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure
I
I'm
got you.
sure
I
he's
got you.
a series regular, as it were, for this
Well, that's the
season.
funny thing is, somebody said, this show does this, right? It introduces you to a character you immediately fall in love with, and then they die, and then you go through the seasons and you realize it. And the list they made, I'm like, yep, that's the one, that's the
Yep.
one, that's the one. And then they said Billy. I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes, pump the brakes. You didn't fall in love with Billy until the end of his arc,
Hmm.
and then you started to realize what happened to this kid, and that it wasn't his fault, and that he's really sorry that he did this, that he acted this way. And then you're like, okay, yeah, he messed up. He was raised poorly. But you didn't really empathize with that character until he was dying.
You didn't like him until he took his shirt off.
Well, then you liked him right away. That guy had no shirt on almost half the time.
Yeah.
But like, no, you look at the characters, right? Season 1, who is it?
11?
No, that die. I'm saying.
Well, I mean, technically,
the character, the beloved character that they make you love, or
I don't remember who died in season 1.
Justice for
Barb. I mean, the 3 episodes that she was in.
People freaked out when she died, man. They lost their shit on Twitter when she died.
Well, okay, Bob is
season 2. Bob.
Season 2. Bob. That's more easy to be like. Okay, now that's a beloved character because you got time to get to know him.
Season 3.
Season 3 was Alexi.
Alexi, baby, slushy boy, and then season 4, obviously. I hope we see a return of him in season 5, and he gets a cool arc.
Vampire Eddie.
No, we'll talk about that though. Mr. Clark, the science teacher. We didn't get any science teacher this year.
I'm okay with that because Murray took his place, and Murray is better than the science teacher.
The science teacher's got to be in every season, and without him helping them, it doesn't feel right. I mean, he even showed up just for a little bit. He even showed up just for a little bit in season 3, and it was outstanding because it made Hopper jealous. Like Joyce would ever be interested in Mr. Clark working on a train station in his garage, and it opens slowly. He's got this hero moment, standing hands akimbo, and it's just, and he teaches her all these things. And Hopper gets jealous of Mr. Clark, the science teacher. It's outstanding. Mr. Clark needs to return. I love Mr. Clark and his pencil and the ant on the wire theory and all that good stuff, and how he's on a date with a girl watching like Halloween or something, and the boys interrupt his date and he gets all into it. Anyway, yeah, hopefully Mr. Clark returns in season 5. I hope we get to see that. But your top 3 moments of season 4 as we start to wrap this conversation up.
All right. Well, I guess number 1 is Master of Puppets.
Was there any doubt that that's what he was playing? Like in my mind, I didn't say much before, but in my mind, it had to be that.
I wouldn't have known because I did not know until after that Master of Puppets came out 2 weeks after this show was supposed to start in continuity wise. So Eddie took 2 weeks to listen and get that internet. Song with no internet, and I'm assuming no cable.
Nope.
Because so MTV is not a thing there.
Well, you don't need that.
I mean, MTV is a thing, but he might not have access to cable, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, you don't necessarily need that if he's got the record of the cassette.
Yeah. Well, I mean, depending on how someone listens to it. Either way, okay. So, Master of Puppets. Damn. I guess the massacre at Hawkins Laboratory, just the big reveal. And then
Metallica, actually the first music video for Metallica was 1. They didn't do a music video for Master Puppets.
Oh, well, there you go. So then I knew that mattered.
I knew that too, and I didn't realize it, so I looked it up to see what the video was. 1 was their first music video.
Yeah. And I guess it wasn't until 1991 when the Black Album came out that they got like mainstream.
Yep. Yeah.
So
and then Fuel came out and they cut their hair and everyone, all their main fans lost their minds.
Yeah.
Like they're doing now, gatekeeping new fans.
And then what's number 3? What's number 3? Dear Billy?
What was your number 2?
Number 2 was Massacre at the Hawkins Laboratory.
Oh, okay.
Just the big reveal about whatever, like, story coming together and how. And then I guess Dear Billy just being an emotional episode.
The whole episode, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm just going the emotional touch points for me. Lucas holding Max after she had been attacked by Vecna, and it got kind of stopped, but not in time, type of thing. And then knowing when he asked for help from his sister that was improv, not even in the script, Like, dude, the acting these kids are doing is outrageous. Dustin and every Dustin and Eddie moment in the last 2 episodes breaks your heart when you realize where it leads to, and it had to lead there. There was just thinking about it. Unless Hawkins is completely decimated, there's just no bringing Eddie back to Hawkins. That crowd, that city has murdered him already. They had hung him out to dry as the murderer. And then you find out that the writers based him on one of the West Memphis Three, which is not hard to believe, but I didn't really think that when I was watching it. About 3 kids who were wrongly accused and imprisoned for 20 some years, I think, for murdering 3 children in Memphis and West Memphis, just because they liked metal music and the occult. And that's again the 80s satanic panic for you. But like, yeah, any of those Dustin moments with him, him pretty much telling him not to be to lead the sheep now and all these kinds of things. Like, I think we're going to see a very different Dustin going forward. And I don't know that we'll 100% like what we see. Maybe we will. I don't know. He's going to go one of 2 ways. That kid's been beaten up. And he had a lot of the season of just being yelled at by Steve and Eddie, as far as like his the way he talks and condescending and kind of stuff like that. That could go one of 2 ways. It could just be going as thrown away as a joke, which it usually is. Or it could actually reach him and he could actually lean into the condescension, saying, I'm kind of smarter than all of you, and I'm the leader of the Hellfire Club. But I don't see it going that way. I think unlike what Will thinks, Dustin is the heart of that group. Or if not, he's the brains, clearly. Mike is not the heart of that group whatsoever. Mike is the I'm in love with 11 part of that group. That's about it. That's what he's been reduced to. In my opinion, he's not the leader anymore. If he was at one point, which I think he was meant to be the leader of the group, he's not anymore. And that's okay. I really don't have a problem with that, but like, you got to realize that what the fans realize as well, and that's that Mike is not the heart of that group. I don't even know who would be. Maybe Will. I don't know. We'll find out. Will, they're saying, is going to be a huge part of season 5, like one of the main focuses season 5, which I think is inevitable, based on what we saw at the end of season 4. So what did I say? I said anything with Dustin and Eddie, the Master Puppets thing, of course, sticks in your mind. And then any Steve, Nancy, Robin, Eddie, all that stuff of those 3, that group was incredible. I already said Lucas. Yeah, Lucas is the Lucas moment with Max. But yeah, Steve, Robin, and Nancy all had great stuff. I heard somebody complain that somebody wasn't given enough screen time in this season, right? But they chose at the end of the long episode to give screen time to this random girl we've never really met before, to watch Robin flirt with her. And I'm like, that's really important to that character's development and also the recovery of these kids.
She was in like episode 1 or 2 I think it was episode 1.
And the episode before where she was buying a gun, or they were at the gun store.
Yeah. Also, by the way, where'd they get all the money to buy all that stuff?
It's the 80s, man.
So they just stole it.
That stuff was probably like $10.
I mean, you look at all that, and like Jason. Well, I mean, it's of what happened recently in our country a couple days ago.
Every other week,
being that, well, they're Hawkins, Indiana, right?
Yep.
Okay, I don't know what Indiana's laws are for buying a gun, but dude, man, Jason, jock, asshole, can go in and buy a gun right away in this show.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
In the 80s. This is very, very different. You could go to, like we have Comic-Cons, you can go to a gun convention and walk out with a gun. That's not even just that's early 2000s.
Mm.
Um, I might be exaggerating, but I'm pretty sure that was very true. Anyway, all right. Real quick, season 5 theories, guesses, things you hope to see.
Let's Will getting a new haircut, for sure. I think that's number one. Uh we need so there's a time jump happening, is what
Right.
that's what they said, correct?
Yep.
Now, I don't foresee this time jump happening right away. I think
No.
I think we're going to get like one or two episodes into this, and then do this time jump, because they need to do a time jump with these kids because they're getting older fast.
Well,
Especially,
The Duffer Brothers have already said they have the first 20 minutes, or they have the beginning of the first episode in their minds, and they have the last 20 minutes of the season or the series in their minds. And they're hoping it doesn't change between now and whenever they write it, which is going to be in August, is when they do their writers' camp
okay,
to write the season.
okay. Uh, uh, Vecna is in Max. Uh, and Eddie comes back as back from the dead, as not like a vampire, but or just as something.
As Stranger Things version of Cass.
Yeah,
Cass is the character that fought Vecna
yeah.
in the
In
campaign they begin with.
mm-hmm.
All right. So what we do know about Stranger Things 5, it will be early to mid 2024. There is a time jump which makes sense because Joe Keery is turning 30. Dustin is turning 20. Millie Bobby Brown, who played 11, almost at the age of 11, is 18 now. So my guess is we're gonna jump to graduation. We're gonna be just in Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So not let's see, it's 80. So this is their freshman year, correct, of high school?
this was the beginning of their freshman year or middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so they'll end the series in the 90s.
Yeah, that could very well be. The Duffer Brothers said the bats can't kill you.
Hmm.
So
Well,
I do feel like there's a lot of room for Eddie to return, but I don't want him to. I mean, that's weird. I do want him to.
It's death by a thousand cuts. I mean, one
Sure.
thing might not kill you, but this over time might kill you. And there was a lot.
Speaking of time, I believe they've been hinting at it for a long time. I think somehow, and I thought it was going to happen in the finale, time travel will play a figure in this one way or another, whether it's a mind time travel or something like that. I don't believe that Vecna is in Max. I believe that that 11 will have to go retrieve Max from Vecna, because he says he leaves them empty. He takes everything from them and leaves them empty, and that's what she found out, right?
Mm-hmm.
She went in there; they weren't nothing. We also know that it will be very long. And that it's not going to have a couple episodes where life is back to normal and the kids are happy. They're jumping right into everything is bad. So we're not going to have that starts with, hey, we're playing basketball, we're playing D&D and all these things. Nope, it's all bad all the time.
Everything is bad.
Now there's a lot of rumors about Mike and Nancy's mother being involved heavily, because not only is she a name, like she's not like a guest star, she's in the title credits. She didn't get a lot of screen time. She got a character poster, also didn't get a lot of screen time. And I mean, some people are ridiculously thinking that she's Vecna's little sister.
Yeah.
I don't buy that at all.
We saw her die.
Right. Like, granted, would he kill his little sister? Maybe not, but he killed all those kids, so yeah, he would. So I mean, I don't buy that one as much. I don't want her being involved that way. Like, I like her a lot. I think her character is fun, and she actually does care about her kids. Looking at you, Joyce. Um,
Unlike the dad too.
the dad is funny in my opinion too, but like, yeah, all those things. I feel like, and they kind of teed it up a little bit at the end that she's kind of playing a bigger role in their lives there at the end. Um, I feel like there's something there. I don't know. Not again, not that she's attached to the Vecna character or anything, but that she's going to be more important next season.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people are because there's no hiding from it anymore. Hawkins is in it now.
Yeah.
They've known for a while something weird is going on in that town, obviously. But like now it's right right there. And we're gonna have to deal with the government. We know that. The government's not just gonna quit. Hopefully Paul Reiser returns, right? Hopefully he got out of there.
Yeah, it's the summer. It's the summer of Paul Reiser.
Yeah.
It's the oh,
The Paul Reiser renaissance.
the Renaissance.
Yeah, reconnaissance works so much
Yeah.
better.
It does.
All right. So Stranger Things, we all agree it is awesome. We love it, and we want more of it. Target, give me those VHS DVD cases. I want them for 3 and 4.
Yeah, they didn't do 3, did they?
There's still time. I have a feeling it's going to be a box set of the whole series, though. But we'll see. All right, real quick before we jump into a very brief Thor: Love and Thunder preview, I'm going to talk about something very near and dear to my heart, and maybe we'll announce something that's happening if Kyle has agreed to do it. I don't know if he is or not. But Quantum Leap reboot is not just happening; it's going full forward, and it's gonna be amazing. We not only have a premiere date, we've also got a cat attacking my chair for. Jesus. We got a premiere date. We got episode numbers, like how many we're getting to start with. We've got synopses, pictures from the pilot. All of these amazing things are happening. It is hit the ground running and hit the ground running fast. So, very quickly, what we know about the 2022 Comic-Con. God, what was going on with my brain? The 2022 Quantum Leap reboot. We know that Robert Lee is the star. He'll play Dr. Ben Song. I'm guessing Song. He will be the new person traveling back and through time. As part of the Quantum Leap project. Ernie Hudson was cast as Herbert Magic Williams, who is now the new lead for the military of this project and was a veteran of the Vietnam War, who Sam leaped into in the season 3 episode, The Leap Home Part 2, Vietnam. That's right. Amazing tie there. I love it. NBC has greenlit a full series order set to premiere on September 19th on Monday nights. That's right. It'll be on NBC up against Monday Night Football and Monday Night Raw. Yeah, so there's that. So it's been 30 years. This is the initial log line. It's been 30 years since Dr. Sam Beckett stepped into the Quantum Leap accelerator and vanished. Now, a new team has been assembled to restart the project in the hopes of understanding the mysteries behind the machine and the man who created it. Let's see. There's more here. Everything changes, however, when Ben makes an unauthorized leap into the past, leaving the team behind to solve the mystery of why he did it. At Ben's side throughout his leaps is Addison, played by Caitlin Bassett, who appears in the form of a hologram only Ben can see and hear. I love it. I can't wait to hear that at the beginning of our episode. She's a decorated Army vet who brings level-headed precision to her job. At the helm of the highly confidential operation is Herbert Magic Williams, or Ernie Hudson, a no-nonsense career military man who has to answer to his bosses, who won't be happy once they learn about the breach of protocol. The rest of the team at headquarters includes Ian Wright, played by Mason Alexander Park, who runs the AI unit Ziggy, and Jen Chow, played by Nanrissa Lee, who heads up the digital security for the project. Which she has failed already. As Ben leaps from life to life, putting right hang on, you have to say this correctly. As Ben leaps from life to life, putting right what once went wrong, it becomes clear that he and the team are on a thrilling journey. However, Addison, Magic, Ian, and Jen know that if they are going to solve the mystery of Ben's leap and bring him home, they must act fast or lose him forever. So there's a lot to unpack there. There's a timeline as to getting him back. Also, there's a reason why he jumped.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sam was working on the project and just jumped. He tested it with really nobody around and then just jumped, if I remember right.
Yeah, no, that's exactly that's the first 5 minutes of the pilot.
Yeah, so there's like no real mystery there. No word yet on Scott Bakula's involvement. He has not been announced as involved, but I hope that's just a little covert tactic and that he's absolutely involved, and hopefully they can save him and he can finally go home.
If they do, that should be the end of season 1.
Sure.
I think.
I want to see, this is what I want to see because I loved it when they did it in the original run, is the evil leaper.
Don't know about that yet.
Yeah, they don't want to announce something like that, but the anti-leaper, I guess you'd call it. I loved that there was one, and that there's somebody else that has the same technology, which they really didn't dig into on the show. How did they get this technology? That kind of thing. They just kind of went with it and said, no, we just got to stop whatever they're doing. But man, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna be so good. And as far as I know, it's not Peacock, it's NBC. Well, so it's got a time slot. So
yeah, which will probably be on, but it will be on the Peacock
on demand
afterwards. Yeah,
the next day,
type
of thing. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm for it.
You're for it.
I'm for it. I did watch pilot 1 and 2. Yeah, it's interesting that also Ziggy is still around, and that
I thought Ziggy was a little fat guy in the Hawaiian shirts.
No, I thought he's the AI. Sam is the one that creates Ziggy.
Yeah, but I thought he was represented by this little guy, this little fat guy. There's twins. They're twins. I can't remember their stuff they were in, but and that he like wore Hawaii. I could be. There is that guy, but he might be somebody else.
Maybe I haven't gotten that far yet. But no, yeah, I'm for it as long as the Roku channel keeps it up on there for me to stream. I will stream it. I will talk about it and everything.
There you go. That's the announcement. Brand new show, the Quantum Leap rewatch show, coming soon to the Atomic Geekdom Network. Now I gotta make music and think of a show name for it. So that's coming soon. So stay tuned if you're a Quantum Leap fan. You can watch along with us, and we'll do watch alongs hopefully. If there's a place to stream it from that's not the Roku app without commercials. Because that's not fun. We'll do that somehow. We'll figure it out. Are we interrupting you on your phone?
No, it's just fine.
You don't want to share with class, sir?
Yeah, 2 + 2 = 5.
It's not true. Thor: Love and Thunder comes out, the latest MCU flick, the 29th in the run. Has already started getting reviews, some good, some not good. Saying it's not as good as Ragnarok, that it relies way too heavy on its jokes, and when it tries to be serious, it falls flat. I have a feeling these are critics that have Marvel fatigue. But we'll find out. I gotta try to avoid spoilers here as I look at, there are 2 post-credit scenes, so there you go. I just told you that, and okay, so there, yeah, I didn't read much there. Damn it. All right. So returning for Thor number 4. This is Thor 4. Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher, who is our villain of the series. Tessa Thompson returns as King Valkyrie. Jamie Alexander returns as Sif. Taika Waititi as Korg. Russell Crowe is playing. Do we know his name?
Zeus.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure if that was a spoiler or not. All right, good,
it's in the trailer, so
okay, good. Zeus. Natalie Portman is playing Jane Foster, aka Mighty Thor. Also as seen in the trailer, so this is not a spoiler. The Guardians of the Galaxy make an appearance. Chris Pratt, Paul Klimansov, Dave Bautista, Karen Gillan, Vin Diesel, and Bradley Cooper reprise the roles of Star-Lord, Mantis, Drax, Nebula, Groot, and Rocket. Also, Craiglin, played by Sean Gunn, is also there. We talked about this before. Matt Damon, Sam Neill, and Luke Hemsworth reprised their roles as Guardian actors, playing Loki,
Mhm.
Odin, and Thor, while Melissa McCarthy and her husband joined, playing Hela. I don't know who her husband's playing, but Meek also was returning as well. So that should be fun. I'm hoping we see Darcy again, and maybe even Selvig.
Maybe post credit. Maybe but I have a feeling we probably won't.
I do know 3 actors who were cut from the film. Is that spoilers? Do you think?
Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, he filmed scenes, but has been cut.
So yeah, so there's going to be an extended deleted version of this film.
So Jeff
And
Goldblum played Grandmaster in Ragnarok.
yeah, I don't know the other two.
Game of Thrones, Lena Headey.
Who's she supposed to play?
She played. That does not say.
Okay.
She was set to appear, but her scenes were also removed. So there's still a chance that she could return. That's a big name to just cut.
Yeah.
Altogether. So she's probably gonna. I mean, that's a lot of Game of Thrones people that are joining the MCU these days.
Mm-hmm. Well, they need to do something after.
Well, they're gonna do the Jon Snow spinoff apparently. The other Game of Thrones, another Game of Thrones person who previously appeared, Peter Dinklage, had filmed scenes.
Right.
He had filmed scenes for this. He was Etri in Avengers: Infinity War.
Etri the dwarf.
Yes. So yeah, there's 3 people that you won't see in the movie if you're hoping. Hey, what? Good Lord, I'm tired. Okay, so I gave you an assignment. Tell us all about new bad guy Gore the God Butcher, played by Batman.
Christian Bale, Gore the God Butcher. His first appearance was in Thor: God of Thunder #1 from January of 2013, created by Jason Aaron and Assad Ribbon. I think that's how his name is pronounced. He is from a unknown barren planet. And on this planet, it has earthquakes, lack of water, and lack of wild animals, and it is just hell, really. His people, which don't really have a species name, believe in the gods, but they do not help out whatsoever. Unlike the Asgardians or the Celestials, the Eternals, I guess. Yeah. So Gore's mother, his mate, and his children all died. He was then banished from his tribe because he did not believe in the gods, whereas his tribe did. So he then vowed to kill all the gods in the world once he found out that the gods do exist, that they didn't do anything to help. So his mission is to destroy and kill all of them. He does carry a weapon. It is called the All Black, the Necrosword, which Galactus said carved the first dawn from the stone of the endless night. So that is pretty dark. It was, and speaking of celestials, it was forged by using a head of a slain celestial. So some eternal
For
tie-in
those
here.
that don't remember, there's a celestial head being used to mine things out of that you saw in Guardians Volume 1.
Yep.
Called Nowhere.
So this sword allows the wielder to create wings for users to fly at extreme speeds, and creatures called berserkers constructed out of darkness. So that's a little
Berserker. Sorry, it's a Clerk's reference.
So Gore is not. He's not around long. He's not currently in the Marvel comics right now. He kind of is dead because of 3 different Thors all using Mjolnirs to kill Gore because he was going to use a weapon called the God Bomb, to destroy all of the gods that were remaining. And there's some scenes from like in the trailer on the snowy planet where you see Korg and Thor looking at a dead god that's ripped from this run of God of Thunder. And I didn't know about this today until today. But do you remember in the Marvel Comics like miniseries Fear Itself? I'm talking to you, Dave.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. Nick Fury whispers something in Thor's ear and makes him become unworthy. That is that
Big move.
I know that was Gore was right, saying that gods do not exist, and which is why he became the unworthy Thor. Which I'm like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. Years after reading years after reading it, and now knowing what exactly was said, still doesn't make the comic any better, but it makes the character cooler that way. So I'm interested to see what they do, what Christian Bale does with Gore. They're not going to do 1-to-1, of course, especially with Galactus and stuff like that. But I think we will see his weapon being forged with a Celestial, and I think we'll see like his origin.
Well, yeah, whether it's him evilly telling his story and motivations, or whether we get a flashback or not, it remains to be seen. But likely, it's him being James Bond villain and saying why he's doing what he's doing.
Right.
Well, here's the film's synopsis. Again, spoiler free. Thor embarks on a journey unlike anything he's ever faced, a quest for inner peace. However, his retirement gets interrupted by Gore, the God Butcher, a galactic killer who seeks the extinction of the gods. To combat the threat, Thor enlists the help of King Valkyrie, Korg, and ex-girlfriend Jane Foster, who, to his surprise, inexplicably wields his magic hammer. Together, they set out on a harrowing cosmic adventure to uncover the mystery of the God Butcher's vengeance. Excuse me. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Your predictions, sir, for this film. A lot of theories out there. A lot of people saying Thor dies at this movie.
Yeah.
Because of the trailer where Korg is talking about Thor as a hero in the past tense to the little children.
I don't think he dies. I think he finally just gives it up and lives in Asgard in Norway, and has Jane
New Asgard,
and has Jane take over his Thor.
Oh, so you think he's doing like a Captain America type of thing, going off into the middle distance?
Yeah, but I mean, he'll still be there, but he won't be like, hey, I'm always going to be here, but like if you need my help for realsies, just call, email, electronic mail.
Spider-Man calls. Nope, that's not a Thor level. Call somebody else.
Yeah, an Avenger level threat. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
And I don't think we will get any tease to the multiverse. I think.
No, I think this is going to be one of those, standaloners. This is going to be not much is going to progress in the way of the MCU as a whole. That's going to piss a lot of people off, I think.
Which I'm fine with. I mean, if they do something out of left field like Thunderbolts, they do more teases to that. Perfect. Need more Thunderbolt teases.
Yeah.
Because we need more of that.
Yeah. Oh, I just saw a commercial for it, and I gotta say, can I tell you how ridiculously excited I am for a video game about a cat?
Which video game is that?
Stray.
I'm sorry.
By Annapurna. Annapurna makes great games. They made the robot game. Why can't I remember it? I just beat it. Detroit Become Human.
Oh.
And now they're doing Stray, where basically you hustle around this town as a cat. Like I don't understand what the plot is yet.
Cat Simulator 2022.
No, this isn't that garbage. Not power washing simulator or gas station simulator. Like what is going on?
Farm Simulator 2022.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, I gotta make sure I got those ordered. Hydra and Quake. Madam Hydra and Quake. I'm pretty sure I did, but I gotta make sure.
Marvel Legends.
Um, yeah. I don't need Speedball, but yeah. So this came to me a couple days ago. I was watching the trailer again, and I kind of thought like, okay, so yeah, he is kind of laying on pretty thick about the past tense, like, and they're kind of making a meal of it.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I don't understand what that is. This sucks to say, and I hope it's not true, but I think he's talking about the mighty Thor. I think he's talking about Jane. I
Well, I
think
mean,
I think Jane might die at the end of this. I think we're gonna get to see what is their heaven, Valhalla.
Valhalla, yeah.
I think we're gonna see Valhalla, and she's gonna be welcomed by some of those dead Asgardians. Maybe even Idris Elba. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean that would be an interesting thing to do, honestly. Because I mean, right
Um,
now in the comics, she's still the mighty Thor.
right.
But I don't
Well,
know.
so the comic book origin, we've talked about it on this podcast before.
Mhm.
I mean, we might as well bring it up now. Comic book origins is Jane is dying of cancer, and the Thor loses a fight to one of the Dark Elves, maybe even the Dark Malekith, I think, and he loses his arm at that point, I think,
Mhm.
and he loses Mjolnir as well, and then it finds its way to Jane, and she becomes Thor, and without Thor, she's literally dying of cancer. Without Mjolnir, I'm sorry, she's literally dying of cancer. So like when she becomes Thor with Mjolnir and the lightning and all that good stuff, she's healthy and surviving, but
Mhm.
something tells me she's either going to have to sacrifice that so that Thor can save the day or something, and she just, oh, excuse me, you know,
I never thought
sadly,
of it like that.
sadly
That's
kicks the bucket. And I don't want to think of it because I want Natalie Portman to keep coming back. I
but
actually
that's
wouldn't
gonna
mind. I wouldn't
piss a
mind her being the new
lot of
Thor for a
people
while.
off.
Honestly, I don't think Natalie Portman wants to do more Thor movies. I
I
think,
th-
to be honest, I think this is how they got her.
mhm.
Is yeah, you're in it. You're gonna be this cool character. You're gonna be you're gonna be basically the hero of this movie. You're gonna be Thor. You're gonna look awesome. You're gonna have this costume. We're gonna get you on the Marvel diet, even though you already look amazing. But we're gonna put some muscle on you. And then you're gonna have this death moment that's gonna piss people off, but it's gonna be amazing and dramatic, and people are gonna be crying in the theaters and all these things and all and like she's like, yeah, man, I don't want to do any more of these movies anyways. So let's kick it.
And then Taika Waititi's like, "Hey, do you want to come play in Star Wars?" Not
Yeah,
knowing that she's already been in Star Wars.
right. Well, just like he wasn't in the Green Lantern movie.
Oh yeah. No, he definitely wasn't.
There you go. That's just one guess. It came to I'm like, no, they won't do us like that. And then now the more I think about it, is yeah, they would.
Yeah, they would.
Okay, yes, I did order Madam Hydra and Quake. Perfect. So those are hitting stores now.
Uh,
Whoa! Sorry, I just saw a picture of one of our cosplayer friends that we interviewed once.
the Marvel's Vulcan I've seen in store from X-Men line.
Oh yeah. I saw Entertainment Earth has some weird stuff coming back. Like they've got two Hydra agents or
Hydra Bob.
no Hydra. Nikes. First of all, like a whole bunch of Stranger Things pops from season 3. Like all of them are back up there, which is good. There's some good ones. Steve with sunglasses, Alexi holding the frosty, Steve in his Chips Ahoy outfit, and Robin in hers, Billy in his lifeguard outfit, and then I don't know where Cal Kestis and BD1. Um, then you got Max and season in her mall outfit, and then also with headphones. That's 4, season 4, and Erica with her anyway. But where did I see it? Like they've been their characters that have been out of stock for like a long time. Oh, the AIM Scientist 2-pack.
Okay.
Like who wants that? But also, uh, I can't think of names now. There's a Buffy action figure I just seen now that I might need to order. It's only $15. No, Archangel, Marvel Legends character, which is like expensive because it's
Yeah, it's the deluxe
enormous.
one.
Yeah, that's back in stock, which I never thought it would be. Um, so I'm gonna have to jump on that too. This is ridiculous.
I mean, just wait until they go on sale. The father and the siblings, the Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Magneto
Oh
3-pack.
God, yeah. Oh, an arena pop up diorama for all you guys that do your feds with your wrestling fingers. It's only $80 to $85.
Oh yes,
1/12 scale.
give me Hell in a Cell. We'll talk
Dude, they got war games.
War Games.
That thing is expensive. All right, that's our episode this week. We'll be back next week to talk about Thor. We'll talk about the boys. We might as well wrap up Miss Marvel as well. We'll wrap it all up in a pretty little bow. We'll get ready for Andor, which is coming up in August. What else? What am I missing? She-Hulk
The Hulk.
is in August, and we'll talk about Comic-Con, which is coming up. It doesn't look like I will be there. Jenny will be on the ground. And I think she does have a pass, so she will be inside. So I will see what I can do about making her buy me some exclusives, which she's honestly not very good at because that's not her thing at Comic-Con. So she doesn't really know what she's doing, I think, in that nature, which is fine. I'm not gonna make her do that, but there's still a small chance I could get a badge from a friend who has a pro badge that might need to have an extra one. But it's looking grim, and I would only be there for Friday, Saturday, and like Sunday morning. So
There's
it
always next year.
might not even be worth it. But we did get approved for WonderCon, so Jenny will be going to WonderCon this year. That's a big one for us. So we're looking forward to that. But yeah, so maybe we'll talk about what to expect from Comic-Con, which is coming up real quickly, 21st through 24th, I believe. Yeah, anything you want to add to the shenanigans?
No. I forgot that San Diego Comic Con was actually still happening.
There you go. You're welcome.
Marvel's returning to Hall H.
Yep.
That's big.
Dungeons and Dragons is going to Hall H as well.
For the movie or for
no idea.
Interesting.
What's anything you want to promote?
I was on a few episodes of Star Wars TV Talks talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi. You can find that at Star Wars TV Talk wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at KyleKrause89. You can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/KKrause89. Once I get these filters back up and running, I will have this fan on full blast because it is a scorcher in here.
Yeah, but it's not flooding.
No, thank God I'm on the third floor.
Yeah, somebody texted me last night. You're not getting flooded, are you? I'm like, I'm on the second floor, and I don't keep things in the basement, so I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I was gone for the weekend, and I didn't see any water damage, so I don't think it was that bad over here where I'm at. So
yeah. All right, so at Atomic Geekdom for all of the social media things, youtube.com/Atomic Geekdom, twitch.tv/Atomic Geekdom. Like, follow and subscribe on both those. That way you'll know when we go live. AtomicGeekdom.com, we've got articles all over the place. We've got revisiting the Infinity Saga countdown just went up this week. New Nick Gage column about Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Snake Eyes, all kinds of good stuff is going up over there. The other guys in their podcasts are going strong as well. Also, you'll be there to see when the new Quantum Leap podcast goes up. Oh yeah, I need artwork for that too. Damn it. So yeah, lots going on the AtomicGeekdom.com front. I also just want to say for just a quick second that it is very important that we need to be talking about things that take us away from the dark realities of the world, but we also need to be talking about the fact that guns are still killing people. Yes, people kill people, but they have guns, and it's easy to get. Don't tell me that they'll go get a knife and kill people with knives. If a knife killed 30 people, as Chris Rock recently said, 27 of them deserve to die. What were you doing? Standing around watching? No, you ran away. A gun can easily kill 30 people in a blink of an eye. with no warning, no chance of safety, none of that. Let's make it harder for people to get guns, okay? Let's make that harder. Let's also make it harder for our government to strip people of their natural given rights. Talking about a lot of people in this country that have lost rights over the past couple of weeks due to the choices made by the Supreme Court, and their choice to not protect our country and instead make us weaker and more divided and more angry and not help us but make things worse. Also, to the people and corporations that are getting bonuses right now while we're paying $7 for gas, our groceries are going to astronomical prices. Inflation is happening, but yet look at executives that are getting bonuses right now. There's a reason for that, guys. Just pay attention to things that are going on in the world right now. COVID is still a major thing. People are still dying. People are still hurt. People are still sick. People are still getting shot on 4th of July during a parade when all I should be expecting is to get gross candy thrown at them while members of the Shriners Club walk down the street. That's all they should be expecting, not gunshots. That's what I remember from my 4th of July parades until I grew up and thought parades were dumb and stopped going. And that's what kids should be expecting too. 4th of July, a hot, sweaty day where dad gets angry while he barbecues, and then we watch the fireworks at the end of the night, unless it rains, which it always did.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the 4th of July used to be. Now it's, I could get shot if I go to a parade. I could get run over by a car. Wasn't that a couple of years ago?
No, that was the Christmas parade last year.
No, there's another one too in Atlanta. I'm thinking of a different one. I think that was a protest though. Yeah, a friggin' Christmas parade. Anyway, I'm angry and things need to be talked about. And yes, we're a distraction from those things, but you need to know that these things affect all of us, not just people that you don't see every day. It affects you even if you don't think so. So vote smart, I guess is the best way we can do things, and be vocal. Being passive is no longer acceptable. If you see something wrong happening, you need to say something. Stay safe, obviously, but say something. Stand up for people that can't stand up for themselves. There you go. That's really all. We don't really get political here, and I don't mean to be political. I just mean to be smarter, kinder, respectful. Love each other, damn it. That's all you're supposed to do. It's pretty easy. Treat people the way you want to be treated. You don't want to be bothered? Don't bother other people. Fine. But you also don't want to be treated like shit. Well, maybe you do. I mean, there's dominatrixes out there for a reason, but no king shaming. Anyway, all right, that's our show. Let's wrap things up there. We try to be funny. I do, at least, and I fail. But we'll be back next week, like I said, talk about all kinds of crazy, goofy, comic booky stuff. Kyle, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye to our guest.
Goodbye.
Rest in power, Eddie. All right, everybody. Have a great week. Stay safe out there. Be good to each other. Do something nice for a stranger. Do something nice for yourself. Take some time for yourself as well. Goodbye. Say something.
Goodbye.